Hi everyone, I recently shared with you some fabulous daily self-care tips that I acquired from the channel Carrie Simple. I will leave a link to the initial self-care video that I uploaded in the description box below. One of the daily self-care tips is adequate sleep. So today I'm going to share with you where I am in the arena of getting adequate sleep and also some things that I do to sort of prepare the atmosphere for sleep. Okay, out of all four of the daily self-care tips, this one is probably the most challenging for me, not because I have a hard time going to sleep, but because I have a tendency to want to stay up later in the night to do certain activities, or not activities, but to complete certain projects. I have a tendency to want to do that, and I think that came from having babies who were up during the day and staying up at night to do things that I couldn't do during the day. I definitely know that when we homeschooled, and we have 3 children, my day was jam-packed, and so I did a lot of homeschool planning at night when my children were in bed. And so from that, I developed this habit of wanting to stay up late to take care of certain projects that I'm working on in the evening. And I've gotten better, so I try not to do this all the time, but I do have certain stints where I have to stay up for a night or two to get certain things done, or else they just won't get done. And that I understand that, that's life, that happens. But I think that it can occur less if we make a conscious decision to make sure that it happens less, and to make sure that that is not a way of life, that I definitely am not one who is up for long periods of the night every night, because I just can't. I start to feel it the next day. If I stay up late, I'm not gonna get up for a quiet time or any of that, and if I don't have my quiet time, then it just throws off my life basically. So adequate sleep is very, very, very important for me, and it's actually important for everyone. I'll leave a link to a TED Talk that I watched some time ago about sleep, and just actually what happens when we sleep, and just some information that you may not be aware of as it relates to sleep, and just actually how important it is. It's not something that can be substituted with anything else. It's something that we really actually need. So, although I do have some stints of staying up late, they're not a lot, but I don't really like to do it at all. So I'm looking at my life and saying, okay, how do I organize my time better to make sure that, I'm not up late unnecessarily, doing unnecessary things. And so that is the thing that I'm looking at, to just make sure that I honor a bedtime. And there have been periods in my life where I've had a bedtime and I just don't keep it. But it always helps me to just have a bedtime. So that's something that I'm getting back to, is my bedtime. My bedtime that allows for me to get at least 5 hours of sleep. So that would be a suggestion that I would pass on to you as well, is to have a bedtime, to set a bedtime, and to do your best to keep it. And being a wife and being a mother means that if we set a bedtime, we also have to set up other parameters to make sure that that bedtime happens. That's going to mean that the kids most likely are going to have a bedtime as well, at least the little ones, not necessarily the big ones. But the little ones will have to have a bedtime, because if your bedtime is 10 and they're going to bed at 11, more than likely you won't be going to bed at 10. The other thing is to make sure that your spouse is aware of your bedtime also. So if you're going to spend time together and you're going to hang out and spend time together, then that needs to work along with your bedtime, and you need to keep that in mind when you're setting your bedtime. And I keep those things in mind in setting my bedtime as well. Okay, so my next set of tips is what I do to sort of prepare the atmosphere for bedtime. And I kind of just do these for fun because I can go to sleep right here, probably like this. I can go to sleep anywhere pretty easily. I can fall asleep on a floor with no pillows and no blanket, no problem. I have just always been that way. It's very easy, thank God, for me to go to sleep. So the things that I do to sort of prepare for bedtime are just there because I enjoy them. But if you're someone who really needs to, you know, calm down before you go to bed, then these tips might be beneficial for you. I enjoy aromatherapy, so I like to burn lavender essential oil in my bedroom. I'll do that either with an electric warmer, or I have another warmer that I can light a little tea light beneath, and it just fills the room with the fragrance of lavender. I go ahead and turn this on well before bedtime so that our bedroom can be fragrant with lavender well before it's time for me to go to bed. I also like to turn the sheets down, and if I have a lavender fragrance or another fragrance that I enjoy, I like to spray the bed sheets with that fragrance as well. Another thing that I like to do is to unplug, and I will leave my iPad downstairs instead of bringing it upstairs, because I know if it's upstairs, then I'm going to be tempted to go online and, you know, get into that internet rabbit hole there. So it works best for me just to leave my iPad downstairs. That way, you know, I'm not tempted to pull out the iPad, and that helps me to also just prepare for bedtime. And also having something comfortable to sleep in. Something cute and comfortable to sleep in for me helps me to just really gel and relax and get into bedtime. I enjoy having pillow talk with my husband. I find it so comforting. At times we may watch a movie, and a lot of times I'm just talking to him and spending time with him, and that just helps me to feel just more comfortable, and it's the end of the day and I can just settle into sleep easily that way. And I know a lot of people feel that way who are married. If their spouse is away on business or away for a trip or something, they have a hard time going to sleep, because actually being with that person really does help to soothe us and helps us to feel more comfortable and just go to sleep easily. So don't neglect that tip as well. So that is sort of my where I am with adequate sleep, some of the things that I do, some of the things that I'm working on as it relates to sleep. I hope that you have found something beneficial in what I've said. I thank you so much for watching this video. I've shared this video because I know that so often we can be so busy being a mom, so busy fulfilling all of the roles that we play as wife and mother, that we can oftentimes neglect to take care of ourselves. So I love these self-care tips because it's a great checklist for how we're doing with taking care of ourselves on a daily basis. I love that you don't get a break from this. This is something that we need to do every single day, and this checklist is especially great for those of us who are not in the habit of taking care of ourselves on a daily basis. This is a great way to just build that self-care muscle and to make these things a habit. So let me know in the comments below what you do to ensure that you get the adequate rest that you need, because it is so important for all the things that we do in life that we are able to get adequate rest to fulfill all of that. So thank you so much for watching. Have a happy, blessed day. Be happy, live full, love life, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.